Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina. This is a poll series. It is our new poll series taking the place of Trece, and it is a 2-season show based off of the Dungeons and Dragons fan series Critical Role. Critical Role, for those who don't know, is a series where a bunch of famous voice actors get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. It's literally just that. But it's become kind of this cultural phenomenon. It's this really huge deal that has made D&D popular in the public conscious. A lot more so, at least, than it ever used to be. It's led by Matt Mercer and has VAs like Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, and so much more. I think there's 3 seasons currently, and that the VAs in it switches out, like, not completely, but shuffles a little bit each season. I don't know for sure. I've never actually seen much of any of it. Outside of just like a clip or two here and there. But, excuse me. But I do know that Vox Machina is based off of the first season. And the second season is also going to be getting its own animated series soon. The third season I think is currently going, but I'm not 100% on that. But if that is the case, I can understand why, like, they wouldn't have announced anything for that yet, though. And like any D&D campaign, these can last a long time. Now, I don't know anything about the actual plot of this. I don't know, like, what the story is, who the characters are. All I know is it's high fantasy. And I've seen some of the character designs. That's pretty much it. Now, if anyone is wondering, I do have some history playing D&D. Not a lot, but I have played OD&D, the original rules. I played a few campaigns of that, and I've played a few one-shots of 5th edition. I kind of presuming that this is based off of fifth edition, but I don't know for sure. Now also, this series is like 13 episodes per season, and so far has 2 seasons. But the actual Critical Role series is probably over 100 episodes, and each episode is like probably a couple hours long, so it's like I can imagine how many seasons of the animated series they'd have to have, even with probably cutting quite a bit out, just to show the full thing. And if anyone is curious, I played a few different types of races and classes when I was playing. Like I had a half-elf cleric. That was my first build. I cannot tell you what my most recent one was, but I did play a monk at one point. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but I played a rabbit folk character. It's like Lapine or something like that. But yeah, I played one of those. I've tried out some different classes. I'm not like great with a lot of the magic classes because there's just so much to figure out how to do when you use magic. At least in 5th edition. In OD&D, it's a lot easier. But like I remember certain things, like in one of my campaigns as the half-elf cleric, I befriended a drunk Russian bear who loved honeymead. In one of the 5th edition one-shots, when I was playing the monk, I roundhouse kicked a ghost's head off. Don't ask how that works. But I did do it. Yeah. A lot of interesting things. So I do understand D&D. So if like any like certain creatures come into this, like owl bears or whatnot, or gelatinous cubes or anything, it's like I'll recognize things like that. Obviously, I know what mimics are. Everyone knows what mimics are. I know the series is really popular. That, of course, doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to enjoy it. It just means that it has a popular main consensus from a good amount of viewers. Doesn't mean everyone's going to like it. That's not how things work. But I really hope I like it. I like high fantasy. And I like a lot of these voice actors, so... I don't know every single voice actor who's in this, necessarily, and some of them I might not recognize their names offhand, but I might definitely know some of their voices. I think Ashley Johnson is in this. She was Ellie from Last of Us. I obviously know Travis Willingham from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and various other things like that. Matt Mercer's been in a lot. I believe he's Jotaro in JoJo. So there's that. Laura Bailey was with her husband, Travis Willingham, in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. She was Lust. He was Mustang. I don't know why I almost forgot that. Which is very funny to me, considering that Mustang violently kills Lust. It's wild. But yeah, it's like, I'm very much interested to see what all the hype is about. And I want to see if like I can like name any of the VAs before the credits and all. Just on this first episode. Because I don't know what characters each of them play either. So yeah, I'm very interested. I'm very interested in this. But let's find out what this is all about. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I wanted to look up some of these voices, because I wanted to know, like, who some of them were. First off, I looked up to see if it was the same Stephanie Beatriz, and it is. It is Mirabel Madrigal from Encanto. She was also in various other things, of course, but that's the big thing I know her from. And her character, Kima, she's part of the council that we saw. She's the shorter one with the hammer and the heavy armor. I don't know her, I don't exactly know her race, I don't want to assume, but yeah. So, yeah, I just would not have guessed that. Also, I did listen to the General again. It's very much David Tennant. Like, I when I heard him the first time, it's like, oh, he's Scottish. That was literally my thought process. I wasn't thinking like, oh, that sounds like David Tennant's Scrooge voice. But listening to it again, it's like, That's very much David Tennant. But I want to look up some of these other ones here. So, first up we have Percy. Percy is Taliesin Jaff. So I want to see what he's done. Because Percy is the one who uses the gun. Oh shit, he's Basil Hawkins from One Piece. I would not have guessed that. That's interesting, but I mostly listen to the sub. Apparently he voiced the Flash in Injustice 2. Blanca in Street Fighter 5. And other Street Fighter stuff, apparently. Anything else I would know him for? Oh, he was Yunkers in Monster. I would definitely know him for that. If you haven't seen Naoki Urasawa's Monster, definitely check it out. Oh, he was a character named Leaf in Hellsing Ultimate. I don't think that was an important character, though. He was in Paranoia Agent. And that looks like that's about it. Okay. So I know a couple of his roles. Okay, so next was Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien played Vax. The brother. Let's see who he's voiced. Oh, he was Lunatic in Tiger and Bunny. I did see a little bit of that. I believe I know who Lunatic was. Apparently he was the professor in the Carmen Sandiego Netflix series. And a bunch of other various characters here and there. Oh geez, hold on. He was Reverse Flash in Injustice 2. Oh, he voiced Gaara in various... I think he's just the voice of Gaara. Okay. From Naruto. Yeah, it looks like he just voices Gaara in pretty much everything. Okay. So he's the voice of Gaara, so that's something I definitely know. Oh, he's in Durara X2? Doesn't look like any major characters, but I recognize them. And yes, okay, there, it shows a different Tiger and Bunny picture of him in his lunatic gear. Yeah, I that's the character I remember from what I saw of Tiger and Bunny. Apparently, he voices Tough Nut in the How to Train Your Dragon School of Dragons game. That's interesting. Just various characters from various different things here. Apparently he was in Digimon Fusion as just a various Digimon and stuff. Gaara's definitely one of the big ones I'm recognizing him for. Oh, he was Frisbee in Redline. I don't know if I saw the dub for Redline. He's Ukitake in Bleach. Okay, that's one I know. I don't remember if I saw the dub for Redline or if I watched in sub. Oh, he was Kenzo Tenma. He was the main character of Monster. Oh shit. Okay, well I definitely know him for that. I met the main bad guy of Monster too, Johann Liebert's voice actor. Keith Silverstein. I've met him at Youmacon before. Apparently he was Archer in Fate Stay Night. Oh, he was young Walter in Hellsing Ultimate? As well as the Spirit of the Jackal and the Bellhop? Okay. He plays a couple characters from Bleach, including Orihime's brother. Okay. Anyway, moving on though. So Marisha Ray was Keyleth. Where else do I know Marisha Ray from? Looks like she's been in a lot of Fire Emblem stuff. She's Margaret in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And apparently did additional voices in Last of Us Part 2, but I actually don't know her from anything here. She has a very, very small credits right now. She must be newer to voice acting. I must have just heard her name somewhere before. But then there is Sam Riegel, who is Scanlan. So, let's see. Where would I know him from? Because, again, I recognize his name more than anything. Oh, he's Metal Bat in One Punch Man? Or at least in the 2020 video game. No, he's Metal Bat in One Punch. Okay. He's just Metal Bat. Oh, he voiced Phoenix Wright in a game called Teppen. I don't know what that is. Oh, he was in Amphibia, apparently. He was a ant cream worker. Very minor character. But, okay. He was Teddy in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Wonder if he was Teddy in general. Played various characters in DuckTales. Oh geez, what just happened there? He voiced various characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, including Rex Raptor. That's interesting, I guess. Oh yeah, okay, so he voices Phoenix Wright in various things. Okay. And yeah, same with Teddy from Persona 4. Anyone else, though? Couple minor characters from Naruto, it looks like. He was Blue Meramon in Digimon Fusion? Okay. Oh, he's Mephisto in Blue Exorcist? Oh, shit. Okay. That's a fun one. He was in Red Line as well. I'm not seeing a huge amount of other stuff I recognize so far. Various Digimon in a couple different things. There's a couple roles that I seem to recognize him for. Oh, he was Shino in the original Naruto. Well, there's a character I know. He was Little Slugger in Paranoia Agent? Really? Wow. Winx Club? Oh, okay. Oh, he was apparently Tristan's voice in Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as Rex Raptor and the other characters. Okay. Okay, so the main thing I'm getting from it is I definitely know their voices. For the most part. Which, again, I kind of knew I would going into this. It's like, of course I'm going to know a lot of their voices. Even if I don't know their names offhand. So let's actually talk about this, because we spent 10 minutes now just looking up the voices and everything. But I am going to keep the list of names up so I can try to remember them. So this was a good start. It set up the stakes. It set up our story. It gave us our final goal. And it introduced us to the characters pretty well. And yeah, it had the high fantasy thing, though it has a gun for some reason. Although I think they called it a pepper box. It's like it's a gun. It's a fucking gun. I guess if you could figure out how that could make sense in a fantasy world like this, then go for it. But okay. So let's talk about the characters. I think, based on this first episode, my favorite character is Keyleth. And I'm sure nobody is going to be fucking surprised by that. It's like the cute druid girl is my favorite. No shit. The cute, nice druid girl. Absolutely no one should be surprised by that. It's very, very obviously my type of character. She's adorable. She's funny. She's an absolute sweetheart. It's like, of course, I gravitate towards her. That doesn't mean she'll be my favorite by the end, though. Because I also did like Pike, Ashley Johnson's character, the cleric. I like her kind of being the healer and having the religious affiliation, but clearly not being all there with it and everything. I like that idea. Not to mention, she also seems to be very kind-hearted compared to some of the others. Very, very helpful, very caring. Plus, Ashley Johnson's voicing is helping too. Although I literally just hear Ellie every time she speaks. I called Laura Bailey being Vex. It's just like, out of all these characters speaking, she sounds the most like Laura Bailey to me. It wasn't like quite like Lust, like specifically, because that's the voice I think of when I think of Laura Bailey. But I could hear it. And I thought she did a good job. The character of Vex, as well as Vax, let's talk about them both together. I'm not entirely sold on them yet, but I'm a little more sold on Vax because of his, because of the ending. When he, was like so upset and so scared about the young boy he gave the coin to and everything, and then he was so desperate to save him at the end but couldn't. It's like that actually won me some major points with him. Vex, I'm not quite there yet on, but Vex, he got some points for me for sure. Grog, let's talk about Grog. Travis Willingham. Grog he's interesting. Because obviously, if you've watched a lot of things, you've seen this kind of giant, dumb, beef-headed type of character before. It's like, it's a character trope. It is. Very strong, very intense, but also pretty damn dumb. And Travis Willingham's playing him good, very well. But it's not the kind of character I tend to gravitate towards. I don't dislike him. But I'm not, he's another one I'm just not fully sold on yet. As for Scanlan, the bard, I'm a little more sold on him, but I'm still not entirely yet. I feel like we just haven't seen him do enough yet compared to some of the others. Because I especially want to see him in action, you know what I mean? I do like that he's unapologetically horny and isn't afraid to just say it. Like, he's very open about being a horny little bastard. But apparently, I mean, he's good at it, too. He was pleasing that girl. Also, I wasn't really expecting the nudity. Like, going on that. Like, butts are one thing, but it's like, we saw that girl's tits. I don't know why, but I just wasn't expecting that. I mean, I have no necessary issue with it, obviously. But I just wasn't expecting it. But yeah, it's like, I'm not fully sold on him yet, but I'm a little more so than, like, other characters. Then we have Percy. And that's the last of the main cast, at least. Percy is the one I'm the least sold on of our main group of Vox Machina. Percy I just don't feel like we've gotten much of anything from yet. Like, yeah, he has the gun, and he's kind of like the too cool for the squad type character. But that's literally it. It's like, I know, like, pretty much nothing about him, I feel, compared to the others. I can't get a read on him, and because of that, he's my least favorite so far. And that might change. It's only the first episode. Um, we might start to like him a lot more, and the other characters as well. And certain characters I love a lot right now, I might not love as much later on. It's possible. I don't know where that's going to go. But yes, right now, Keyleth is my favorite. She's just fucking adorable, and I love her. With Pike as a close second. If I were to, if I gave a third, if I would give a third, it would probably be Vax, just because of the ending. I like the animation. The animation looks really good. I feel like there could be a little more to it, maybe, but it looks really good right now. And again, it's just the first episode. They're not going to show off all of the high animation right off the bat. So I'm expecting it to get even better as we go along. Yeah, I don't really have much of anything to complain about here. I think it was really good. It's just there's certain things that it's because it's the first episode that are just going to need to build a little more. But yeah, it's definitely something worth continuing. It's definitely something I'm excited to continue. And I like that it does put in a little bit of humor amongst the horrific stuff, like with the village, and the just action-oriented stuff as well. Like there's that humor that, of course, you're gonna have because it's based on fucking D&D. So yeah, you got to have some really fucking weird goofiness. Because when you're playing D&D, there's going to be some wacky shenanigans happening. But, I actually want to show you something. So give me just a second here. I should have gotten it before I started the afterthoughts, but I didn't think of it. So give me a second here. Okay, so this is my D&D binder. Oh, jeez. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. But this is like a character sheet I have for one of my characters. I have my dice in here. I have another set of dice as well. One of them was given to me by the dungeon master I had for the OD&D stuff. The other ones I actually bought at a convention. I have pencils and various things. I also have a bunch of paper in here that I would keep notes on of my adventures. Just to remember everything that happened in case we needed to know anything and stuff like that. In one shot, me and someone else were the only survivors after taking on a kraken and stuff. And I'd keep other notes and stuff in here as well. Let me see if I can find something else here. Goodness gracious. There's so much. I want to see if I can find my original character here. The first character I ever played. Here we go. So my original character, the first time I played, was in this campaign at a bar called Dragonmead near me. My character's name was Karina Aya, who is a half-elf cleric serving under Athena. I had 15 strength, 10 dex, 7 constitution, 11 intelligence, 15 wisdom, and 13 charisma. And my DM also added in another additional stat for luck, which I had 20 of. By the time we finished that campaign, let's see, I had 12,252 experience, and I was at level 5. I used a heavy mace, which was silvered, a two-handed staff, a spear, a silvered short sword, and a rune-etched dagger. And there's like just various notes here of things we did and all. Searching different rooms, fighting centipedes, stuff like that. I also played a dwarf cleric at one point called Yorgi Seltok. So there's that. I'm not going to go over every stat again there. Let me see if I... And those are the only characters I have here, because I think the other ones I used like pre-mates on. But yeah, so I do know D&D, for all those who might have been wondering and who have been asking. There were a couple people I know when I put up the videos were asking if like I knew D&D. It's like, I know D&D. I'm not like an expert at it or anything, but I've played enough of it to where I know it. I'm just going to put this right down here. But yeah, so I wanted to show that off real quick. But yeah, this was pretty good. This was a good start, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So, I can't believe that was David Tennant. I'm also going to have to listen to the one as well to see if I can hear Stephanie Beatriz a little more, but she's not going to sound like Mirabelle. I know that. She's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? I've never actually seen that, but I believe she's in that, because I believe that's where my sister first knew her from. But either way, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes, so join me on this journey. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you so much for voting on this in the first place, but also for tuning in. For now, though, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.